Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for being here. I just want to quickly ask about the importance of our non-military agencies and programs to your mission. For much of the past decade, Special Operations Forces have deployed around the globe 24/7, and we often think of them as conducting raids and taking out terrorists. But I understand that a big part of your mission is actually to advise and assist local forces to build their own capacity. General, how important is our State Department to that mission?
Senator, the relationship with the State Department is indescribably critical, both at the State Department level, but I would offer, as I mentioned earlier, we're in 80 different countries, and we look to have the most enhanced relationships possible with every one of those countries through our country team. If that's not the baseline for our United States government approach, then we are flawed from the start. Great.
So at the national level and at the country level. And would a reduction in funding to the state and USID that conduct foreign assistance and diplomacy make your job easier or make your job harder?
Senator, as you're implying, it makes their job harder, which I think by extension would make our job harder. So I can't calculate the specific cost, but I know that an already strained State Department would be more pressed to do their job.
Good, thank you. It's very helpful. The administration is seeking significant reduction in the State Department and USAID budgets. Diplomacy and development are critical for alleviating the very conditions that contribute to the security challenges that SOCOM confronts every single day. Now, if I can, I'd like to return to a question that Senator Sullivan raised and about SOCOM's responsibility as the lead organization for countering WMDs. And I know that this responsibility was shifted over to you to ensure that we're paying enough attention to the nuclear proliferation threat and to ensure that we're synchronizing the WMD work with the counterterrorism mission so that we can prevent a terrorist group from ever getting a hold of a nuclear weapon. This mission, as I understand it, includes 3 lines of effort: preventing the acquisition of WMDs by foreign powers, containing and reducing WMD threats, and responding to a WMD crisis. And as I understand it, you seem pretty prepared to tackle the first of those, given your hard-won experience using intelligence to track bad actors over the past 15 years. WMD threats and responding to WMD crises are going to require some new skills here. General, to the extent that you can in open session, can you just say a word about what you see as the biggest challenges are in taking on this new responsibility?
Senator, absolutely. You mentioned that we are already kind of pre-established in various aspects of this mission set. I think to Secretary Whelan's earlier comment, I think that's what made it an almost natural fit for the mission to transition to us. That we have a pre-existing approach and process, kind of an ethos to dealing with trans-regional terrorism. I think there was a natural application or a kind of a fungible application to the WMD set. Going forward, though, I think even from a first blush assessment, the biggest challenge for all of us is seeing and sensing the nature of the threat in an environment that runs the gamut from dual-use technology, proliferation of nefarious items in the same stream as things that are for the good of industry and not of a nefarious use. So I really see that the major onus as we go forward is determining how we, both DOD and the interagency, see and assess the threat and obviously can enable operations to do what we need to do, whether it's disruption activities or something else. So the most daunting challenge, I think, will be of an intelligence variety in terms of assessing the threat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I understand that the committee has asked you to prepare a report on the resources, personnel, and authorities you're going to need to carry out this mission, and I understand you're working on that. I know it'll be very helpful.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Good. Can I ask you one last quick question, and that is Senator Sullivan asked about what you needed from us to carry out the mission. I just want to see if you could say a word about what you expect to receive from Strategic Command, who is giving up this mission in terms of personnel and funding. Ma'am,
we're actually still co-joined with Strategic Command for this mission set. So as they as they shifted the set specifically to us, there's still a number of correlated activities that has kept us co-joined. They did transfer an entity with the Defense Threat Reduction Agency that was part and parcel of their approach that came directly to us, and it's integral to what we're doing now. But we are also addressing what we think are the future requirements to enhance this mission.
And do you expect more transfers to occur? I'm going to quit,
right,
Mr. Chairman, because I'm over my time. But
I'm hopeful that within the department, not necessarily from STRATCOM, who's a busy command with a profound portfolio, but I'm hopeful that within the department that the resources that we describe will be resourced.
All right, thank you. Your job to stop the proliferation of nuclear weapons is powerfully important, and we want to make sure you have the resources you need. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.